My favorite movie. You know, to this day, I still love The Godfather.
The first thing that comes to mind, I think, in most people's minds are The Godfather, and that's what I was thinking until she said it. I'm not going to say it now.
Well,
but
you
the
can.
I've never seen The Godfather, so I guess I got it.
You have never seen The Godfather? Oh. Oh, my favorite song is Adele's, oh my gosh.
Larson loves Adele.
Does he? Oh, Abby, what is that?
Hello?
Hello, thank you. That's it, yes.
You love Hello?
I do, I love that song. I love anything she sings.
How did you guys meet?
My good friend Debbie, she was going on a date with Papo. She asked if I would come along as a date with his friend John. And we went to the drive-in movie. And although we went to high school together, and I didn't like him at all, not at all. I don't know kind of what happened after that, but he started calling me and we just have been together ever since.
I don't know, it sounds, I'll date myself. It's sort of she was spunky, so to speak, when she went out with John, John was everybody's heartthrob, and she wanted nothing to do with him. She just sat there and,
Yeah.
you know, she went as a favor to Debbie and she didn't like John because John was as arrogant as I was. But we went to a drive-in movie, so watched Easy Rider.
Wow, he remembers. I think at that time it was just, for me, it was, wow, she's dating Alan Longstreth, you know, and I never thinking it was going to go anywhere. We started dating in, let's see, 66 and got married in 69.
So certainly she's been a wonderful wife, a wonderful mother, grandmother. If we had pets, she'd be the type that would take a lot of stray pets in, but the pets rub against her cleaning fetish, so we don't have pets. But I mean, she'll do anything for anybody, and she's always put other people before her.
And then I was wondering what it was like raising Leslie and Julie.
Julie and Leslie truly were the best girls to raise. Never any trouble. I mean, a couple little incidents that all teenagers go through. But now Julie, when she was a baby, I'm telling you, she was the most beautiful baby. I mean, she truly looked like they had shrunk Papo and put him in the incubator. But the day I brought her home, that child screamed once for 3 months. I am not kidding you. She never stopped screaming. I mean, we changed her formula. I mean, it got to the point the pediatrician we had, he started calling me at home and saying, "How is your day going?" I think he maybe thought I was gonna hurt her or something. But once she turned 3 months, I have to say, to this day, Julie has been the best kid. And Leslie, too. Now, Leslie, she was a little spitfire. Oh, my goodness. She was so stubborn. She, especially as young as she was, just a little toddler, she knew what she wanted to wear, and if you tried to put anything else on her, it wasn't happening.
But Leslie, we ended up saying, you know, I said, then just go to your room. You cannot come out of your room until whatever she was refusing to do. And we sent her up like at noon. And I don't know how many, but hours later, she'd still, every time I'd go up there, I'd say, "Are you ready?" And she'd be sitting there. Nope. She'd nope, not gonna. And I mean, she's little. She's probably 4 or 5, I don't know. And it finally got, whatever we had something we had to do. We kept going. She's, "Nope, I'm not gonna." And so whatever it was, she didn't give in on it, and we had to say, "Okay, forget it. Come on, we're leaving." And then one time with Julie, I can think of, one of the things was German potato salad we were having. It was one of the times Julie said, I can't eat this. I won't, you know.
We always said they had to try it, at least
And we said,
try
"Well, you're going to
it.
eat it. You can't leave the table until you eat it."
Try
And
it.
we kept pushing and pushing, and she'd say, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to." So she did, and she ate it, and then promptly threw up all over the table. So we said, "Okay, good enough.
Okay, you tried
you're
it."
excused."
Yeah.
So we didn't force them to eat like that anymore. I couldn't have asked for better daughters. I mean, you know, they obviously did well in school. They did well in their professional life. You know, this type of thing. Leslie was always the driven one. There was no question what Leslie was going to do. Julie sort of stumbled into things here and there and that type of thing. But when she got into it, she always did well.
What was it like becoming grandparents?
I'm telling you, when she told us she was pregnant with Jack, I thought we were the first grandparents on the planet. Larson, I'm telling you, the costumes and shopping at Toys R Us, there wasn't a time that he came that we didn't make a trip to Toys R Us to get a costume. We'd come home, put on the costumes, take pictures. I mean, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then there was Jack, who was so into Thomas the Train. Oh my God. It was unbelievable the stuff that little mind knew about every one of those Thomas the Train guys. Hannah, she always liked any little things. She liked little things.
She's a hoarder.
I still have on my answering machine Hannah's little messages. She would call and she had left something here. Just to hear that little voice, I play them every so often just to listen to that little voice. And then you and Katie.
Because you guys were how old when you came?
I think about that, and I think about how I just used to love, on my break at work, I would go in to Children's Place. Do you remember? I would come home with shopping bags for you girls, and finally Leslie said, and your dad said, "You gotta stop. They're running out of places to put things." And
You know, I used to get so sick at work or talking to people that had grandkids. And I'd say, like, who gives a shit? And then I found out once we started having them, I was just as bad. You know, I'd pull out pictures. I'd want to tell them what was going on and how smart this kid is, or how this. And a couple times I'd stop myself and I'd say, you know, I swore I'd never be one of these people, but I am. I mean, I got to be boring you to tears. You asked one question, how are the grandkids?
he whips
And
out
an
the
hour
photo
later,
album.
we're still talking about them, you know. There were things now, there's nothing that money can't replace, you know. Okay, listen, because both of my daughters have said, what's happened with you with the grandkids? Because maybe Larson would break something, or Jack would, or Hannah, or whatever, and my question always be, did you mean to do that? Well, no, I didn't mean to do it. And I said, it was an accident, yeah. Then okay, then don't worry about it. Just be more careful the next time. Where my daughters would say, whoa, it didn't matter if it was an accident or not, you know, and they always used to kid me. You could always tell if Dad would come up and he wouldn't yell, but he'd grab you by the arm. And as he was talking, the pressure would increase, squeezing your arm till you thought he was going to break it. Just say, all right, now we're going to settle down, aren't we? Now, grandkids are different. And, you know, the old thing, well, maybe it's because at the end of the day, you can spoil them to death and you can say, okay, now go home and let the parents deal with them. But no, we've been as blessed with grandkids as we were with, with our two daughters.
you.